Rightio guys, here's the Niken. So I'm just about to jump on this and ride home. But yeah, this is a loaner bike from City West Yamaha, so big thank you to them for loaning me this bike for a couple of days while Trevor over there gets his 20,000k service. So yeah, big shout out to Steve and him, Lockie. So thank you for this bike, and yeah, looking forward to riding it. Alright, let's start this thing up. Run. Yeah, so it's fairly quiet. 2018 model apparently. Alright, let's jump on it and get going. First thing, yeah, the steering's really light. Really light. How cool is that? Yeah, beautiful bike. So there's our Yamaha deal there. I can get a photo of that or a bit of footage of that before I go. So yeah, City West Yamaha, just out here in Hoppers Crossing. So like I say, this is where I bought the T700 from, so great people to deal with, really good guys. Alright, let's go. Now the mirrors, the mirrors are a long way away. They're way out the front there, way down low. But yeah, they're not bad. So yeah, that's a bit odd. Feels just a little bit heavier at the front when you're turning. Just slightly heavier than a normal bike. But you probably expect. You got two wheels up the front there. But the steering, yeah, it's really good. And I better mention that they did say this bike is actually for sale. I think they said it's about 15 and a half grand or something like that if you want to buy it. So anyone out there looking for a Niken, City West Yamaha, I've got this demo model there. Like I say, they've probably had it for about 3 years. And hoping that someone will buy it. Come out and test ride it yourself. I think you'll be surprised. Yeah, it's a bloody good motorcycling experience, this bike. And the 900cc engine, yeah, like, it's got some go. It's a beautiful engine. We can do 100 kilometers an hour here. So I'm in 6th gear. And there we go, up to 100. It's only got a little fairing. It's not much at all really. So where's the wind going? The wind's still just going over the top of my helmet. You sort of look at that and you go, wow, you know, if you get copping a lot of wind in the chest, but yeah, you're not. So I've got my hand here and I can hardly feel any wind there at all, right in front of me. Put my hand up here, yeah, that wind's going pretty much over the top of my head. So yeah, it's deceiving that. So you get all this visibility in front of you and the wind is going over your helmet. Oh, that's great. I like it. It does have cruise control. Let's check that out. So there's a button down here. Push that on, cruise, and then push that to set. Oh yeah, how good is that? How good is that? Love it. So then if I wanted to go up one, oh yeah, just click it, goes up, I'll click it down. Yeah, gee, that works well. Fantastic. The seat's pretty comfy, I like the seat. It's yeah, it's not soft, it's not hard at all. It's, yeah, again, pretty comfy, fairly wide. So very happy with the seat. The ergonomics of this thing, it's pretty good actually. Like, I'm only 5'8", so I reckon this pretty much suits me down to the ground. Love it. Now if you're a taller rider, it might feel a little bit cramped maybe, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, so looking at the display here, you've got obviously along the top there, you've got your tacho. It's sitting on like just on 4,000 revs at 100 kilometers an hour. It's in 6th gear. Yeah, and I can't get over again this shield. It's throwing all the air over the top of my helmet, and you've got all this space in front of you. Yeah, your visibility is just great. I suppose there'd be no protection from the rain if you're riding in the rain. Probably cop a fair bit. But knowing motorcycle accessories, there's probably a bigger shield you can get for these things.
Okay everyone, well I've just parked the bike and let's start the review on the Niken. So flying the Yamaha flag today. So yeah, let's check it out. So obviously the big thing about this bike is this setup at the front. It's the leaning multi-wheel setup here. So quite a engineering feat here by Yamaha. So all the engineering is hidden up under there, under the cowl. You can see a big radiator there, and these two small wheels at the front allow better grip on the road, I suppose, and better turning, or more confidence inspiring turning. That's what the website says, and I would agree with that. You know, even when you're on gravel or anything like that, it's a lot easier to turn than a normal bike. Like, the steering is heavier, feels just slightly heavier, but it is easier to turn. You don't, you know, the balance that you normally need on a normal motorcycle, you don't need that level of balance with this thing. So it's quite amazing. So yeah, it's got the 4 upside down chockers at the front there, and I noticed so on the rear shocker you've got an adjustment there, soft and hard. So there's rebound and dampening on that rear shock, but the front one there's no dampening on that at all. But anyway, having ridden this bike for a couple of days now, the more I ride it, the more I like it. So it's just one of those things, and I'm, you know, I'm easily pleased. Don't you worry about that. Wouldn't matter what sort of bike I was riding, I'll be happy. I'm not too fussy. So you know, it's, the website says it's got a sporty look and lightweight cowl. Well, the cowl is just massive up the front here. So the seat is fairly wide as well, and it's, you know, the ergonomics are really good. So your knees, you know, just come in here, so that's really comfortable. And then, you know, obviously it goes out really wide to handle all the engineering up the front. Website also says it's got a maximum lean angle of 45 degrees, and I think when you look at the pegs, you'll see the pegs there, the little knobs on the end, apparently they start to scrape at 43 degrees lean angle, and then it's got a maximum lean angle of 45 degrees. So the track on these 2 front wheels is 410 millimeters. So it won't stand up by itself. Yeah, it'll just fall over. So it needs to be on the side stand. So yeah, the distance between the two tyres, 410. The brakes on this are pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. Again, they're not outstanding, but they're adequate. And you know, being the 850cc engine, it's got a lot of stink. It goes pretty good. So the headlights on this thing, like I said last night when I was riding it, you've got 4 headlights here. The 2 outside ones are the low beam, and the 2 inside ones are the high beam. And like I say, the size of these things look exactly what's in the Tenere, or very, very similar. So they light up the road really well. And you've got your LED blinkers integrated into the mirrors as well.
Just turn around here. Just go for the road. See how easy this thing is to turn, and it's no problem. Handles great. Great turning circle. Really stable. Yeah, those 2 front wheels do make a difference. A lot easier to ride. Just the street here, so this will be fairly dark here. So I'm going to just take it easy. There are kangaroos around this area. So there's a low beam and there's high beam. Yeah, so high beam. Yeah, look, that's pretty good. For stock standard lighting, that's pretty good. Really fills out the centre. And as I say, you've got the 4 lights, you've got the 2 low beams on the outside and the 2 high beams on in the centre, and that's pretty much what you're getting. You turn the high beam off, and oh, hang on, where's the switch? Trying to find the switch. There's the switch there. So yeah, you get this wide spread of light from those 2 outside low beamers, and then yeah, the high beam just really fills in the centre and throws that beam obviously a lot further forward. So yeah, that's fine. So I'm saying this bike is really good at night.
So on the left hand side, there's a menu button here, so it'll flip through. Let's have, I'll just turn the power on. Obviously this one here is your low and high beams. Your blinkers just there, so that's all pretty good with your thumb. Horn down here, cruise control down there, and then this is your cruise control. That turns the cruise control on, and then this toggle switch here is for you to set it. You increase the speed, decrease the speed, or whatever. And then this other thumb switch here is to, I'll just show you that. You're flipping there, and then when you look at the screen, can I get you to have a look at that? It just flips through the menu, going through just the different, that's the litres per 100 there, 5.4. We'll talk about that in a minute. The temperature is 61 degrees. That's the water temperature, and the outside temperature today, nice 21 degrees. And this bike's done 6,543 kilometres. So up the top here, you've got your tacho up to 13,000. It's got a quick shifter. It's in first gear at the moment. And there's the modes here, so the riding modes. I'm not sure whether you can see that or not. But anyway, over here on the right hand side is the mode button there. So just pushing that to the side, you'll see that flip through each mode. Mode 1 being, I suppose, the sportier mode, race mode. Mode 3 being the more subtle one. And yeah, obviously mode 2 is in between those. So yeah, they're pretty good, those 3 modes. And you have to be stationary to change those modes. You can't change those on the fly. Also the traction control system down here. So there's a button here, traction control. And this is the reset button. So if you want to reset, your fuel economy or distance counters, that's the button you use there to reset those. And then you got your fuel gauge over the side here, It's getting down on fuel. So yeah, the range on this thing, apparently it's got an 18 litre tank, so it's not a big tank. So, you know, this looks massive, but the actual fuel tank is not all that big. So 18 litres, it's getting roughly, hang on, if I scroll through it. So yeah, I've been getting like 5.4 litres per 100 in it since I've been riding it. So that's going to give you around a range around about 320 kilometres, something like that, I would think. So it's not great, but it's, I suppose, again, adequate. Obviously there's a power outlet up here as well, which is good. So yeah, just quick look. There's the controls there. It's my camera there. Yeah, just your normal key switch here, and over on the right, another very simple. There's your start and stop and run. So electric starts there, and if you want the kill switches there. And the mode, this one here is to jump through your you know, riding modes there, the race mode or street mode or whatever, those three modes. Down below here is your hazard lights. So that's just the three controls there, so all very simple, all very easy to use. The fuel, not again very easy there, just a flip up fuel cap there, so that's good. To get this under the seat for the battery, just underneath here is where you put the key there. Rear seat pops off, and then there's two screws that you've got to undo with an Allen key to get that off to get to the battery. And underneath this seat are the tools to do that. So that's all pretty good, and I might be able to show you that actually. Turn that off. Let's have a look. Just pop that. Hang on. There we go. So yeah. So again, there's Allen key there, screwdriver, and Phillips head screwdriver there if you need it. And there's the two screws there. Just by undoing those two screws, we'll lift that seat off to get to the battery. So that's all pretty good, and then just make sure that that tongue is clipped in there. Take the key off, and that just spring-loaded clip there. So yeah, look, the seat itself is bloody comfortable. You know, it's nice and wide, very wide. Your bum can just sit back on there as well if you need to stretch out. Now I'm 5'8". I find the ergonomics of this thing really good. So yeah, very comfy. It's very wide seat. So when I'm sitting on the bike, I'm only with both feet, I'm just touching the balls of my feet. I can't flat foot it, but you don't have to lean it over very far to flat foot with one foot. So yeah, it's pretty good, and that's just due to the width of the seat, but you know, that's what you get with the comfort. You know, we've got adjustment here for the rear shock. Looking at that, just a single shock at the back there. So that'd be a preload, I would say, that you can just twist there, you know, chain, sprocket drive there. So yeah, 6-speed quick shifter gearbox in this thing. So the engine is it's a liquid cooled 4-stroke double overhead cam 4-valve 3-cylinder engine. So not sure on how much power it delivers, but it's got heaps, oodles. Love it. Oh, hang on a minute, here comes Bob. Bob on the T700. Have a look at that. Now there's a good bike. There you go, Bob.
G'day Pete, how you going?
Good, mate. Have a look at this, everyone. This is Bob's T700. It's blue. They're not as fast as the red and white ones. No, only joking. No, it's a beautiful looking bike. All right, I'm just going to get Bob to sit on the bike. So there you go there. So how tall are you, Bob?
5'10", about 178 centimetres.
Yeah, 5'10". So I'm 5'8". So Bob, even sitting on it, because the seat's wide, are you flat-footing it?
Flat-footed, pretty much flat-footing it.
Yep.
A little bit up off the heel on both sides, but not much.
Yeah.
Feel quite comfortable on it, Pete.
Yeah. So when I'm on it, yeah, I'm I'm just sort of, I suppose, on the balls of my feet, and that's because of the seat's wide, isn't it? That spreads your legs. So
and the foot pegs.
Yep.
They sort of, the back of your legs hit the foot pegs when you're standing. So if you were back a little bit, you'd probably be a bit more flat-footed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, I'll just get you to turn the bars left and right, just to get people to have a look at this in action. Yeah. So it's got a fairly good turning circle on this thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's surprising how manoeuvrable it is for such a big front bike.
Because I was doing some slow turns on it yesterday, and I was surprised at how it turns. So just turn it sort of quickly, I suppose. Yes, that's it. So sort of see these wheels in action. It's quite amazing. And I found, Bob, that you don't need to balance as much when you're doing slow, like slow turns, like you do a normal bike.
It's like a reverse trike.
Yeah.
You've actually got good stability at the front.
Yep.
And I feel very comfortable, very stable on it.
Yeah. Because that's one of their pictures, their advertising pictures. It's confidence inspiring, And in a way, that's true. It is true. It's once you get, confidence in this setup here, it's pretty rock solid turning on it. You've got two wheels on the ground there. It's not going to, or any slip in it's going to be far, far less than just one wheel up the front. So yeah, from that, in a way it is. I sort of agree with that. And
quite comfortable, Pete.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Bob?
Well, it's a motorbike, but not a motorbike. It's sort of a hybrid between a motorbike and one of those Can-Am style three-wheel things.
Yep.
It's got a very big front on it, and the rear view mirrors are well forward and down.
Yep.
It is unusual, to be honest, at the front, but it doesn't take very long to get used to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've found that the more I've ridden this bike, the more I like it. Good bike. It does everything well, I reckon. Handles well. It would certainly be a great touring bike. The seat's comfortable. The ergonomics are comfortable. I can get up and stand up on the pegs, and I find it all comfortable at my height. So it ticks all the boxes.
Yep.
Except the big one. The big one is, us motorcycle riders want to have a nice looking bike, don't we, Bob?
Exactly right.
We want to open that shed door and go, wow, every time.
And it's cruel to say that about the bike, because the bike performs so well. It's got a heap of power.
Yeah.
It's just a unique bike in many ways.
Yes.
Anyone given a chance to ride it should absolutely take up the offer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great riding experience. It's something different. When people look at this bike, it's not like, wow, it's like, WTF. That's the feeling I get anyway.
Yes, Bob, yep. Let's go. Again, we're going down where this Mad Max scene was filmed. I think this is where he handcuffs a guy to a car and gives him a hacksaw and basically lights the car on fire, and he either has to hacksaw his leg off or he dies. So it was on this bridge here that scene was done. Just moving it from side to side, give you guys a look at it. I'm just going to turn around and we'll go back down and do that bridge again. So watched, so the turning circle on this. Yeah, you don't even feel like putting your foot down. It's so well balanced in those little tight turns. It's great. Just so stable. We're doing 100 kilometers an hour and it's just stable as, very, very smooth, no problem at all. Getting some good footage. It's all about the front end of this motorcycle. From the rear it just looks like any other bike, but from the front it's a lot different. Yeah, so I'm just going to stick behind Bob. We're just going to go on this dirt road just up here, just to give you a look at this bike on the dirt. So again, I'll just move it from side to side, give you a look at the bike. Hopefully we're getting good footage. Be disappointed if we're not. So yeah, look. Again, with those two front wheels, it's just so stable. You just don't think that front end's going to wash out on you at all. Okay guys, I'm signing off now. That's the end of the video. Before I go, I'd like to give a big shout out to Jason from Biker Bites. Recently he actually hit an emu on his DR650 while out on a ride. Ended up in hospital. Flying doctor's service was involved. Anyway, they've stitched him up. He's at home, safe and sound, and in the recovery mode. So take care, Jace, speedy recovery, and yeah, hope you're back on the bike real soon. So and the other shout out, big shout out to Jeff from Tassie Adventure Rider. So check out his channel as well. Great channel. He's just been to Cape York, so great little series there. Really enjoyed it, Jeff, so big shout out to you, mate. Keep those videos coming. So yep, look guys, again,
there's a Niken compared to a T700 sitting right beside it. So really enjoyed this bike, really enjoyed doing the first impressions review on it. So great bike. If you want to, you're interested in these bikes, go and check one out. Obviously test ride it. Does everything a bike should do. You either love it or loathe it. But yeah, check it out.